पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमस्ते शारदा देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी विद्यादानं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ सद्गुरुदेवाय नमः। हरि ओम।
Thank you, Anupamaji. Hari Om and welcome to all the Divine Atma Jyotis. So, I think the primary focus is integration. Shravanji, is there anything that either you or Karniji have to show in terms of the end-to-end integration, or do we need to wait for Dhavalji for that?
No, we can show. Karniji, do you have the URL of yesterday? What Dhavalji did? Did he put it on the thing with the lock open? Can we use that? Because all the 4 are now on the cloud, so we can just start. Anybody in UI team can start looking at opening it, making lesson, and seeing if it works. If there's any issue, we can look at it. Yesterday only they have completed student meeting. The teachmate was also completed, but I'm not sure if the yesterday's changes which Dhavalji made in his app, he put it on the cloud. Because I wasn't there the last half an hour of that integration of 1 hour.
So what you are saying is, the latest version is already in the cloud.
The latest version of the APIs are out there on the cloud, but whatever changes that Dhavalji had made, I don't know if it is put into the Firebase again, updated one.
Okay. Do we have the CI/CD pipeline, Shravanji?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it automatically triggered upon commit?
It is automatically triggered, but here he had to make some changes in the in the CI/CD yesterday. I've seen one message saying it's CI/CD updated, student made UI. So we can start with that. So for last 2-3 days, there was we made no changes in the UI. Mostly it was there in the MS. So it's only the UI that was changed. So in the integration, so we can, if we have the UI, we can try with it.
Okay, so just to clearly understand, so the CI/CD pipeline gets triggered upon commit. What you are not sure is whether the latest has been pushed into the repository. Is that correct statement?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Does anyone else from the UI team, Anupamaji or Rajitaji, do you have an understanding whether the latest has been pushed or not?
No, Vijay ji.
Okay.
Karniji has the URL, right?
Yeah.
Can we start that? Yeah, just try, Karniji.
सर मेट का 100% CI/CD हो गया था, स्टूडेंट मेट का 90% 95% अपनी तरफ से हो गया था। धवल जी को सिर्फ वेरिएबल्स और फाइल अपलोड करनी थी, वो भी शायद मेरे ख्याल से नहीं हुई है।
एक बार देखेंगे आप CI/CD का, सॉरी वो URL ओपन कीजिए। Just try to open it and see, because he had put a message, एक मैसेज डाला था उन्होंने, CI/CD enable हो गया बोल के yesterday night, so it should be over.
यस सर,
हाँ
हो गया सर। बैटमैन आ रहा है, जो URL मैंने चैट में पेस्ट किया है उस पे डेटाबेस का बैटमैन जो
तो आप दिखा सकते हैं क्या? कैन यू शो इट ऑन, और शेयर कर सकता है आप जो देख रहा है हम?
सर
हाँ अच्छा, सो ये दिस इज द बैटमैन दैट हैज कम। वो पॉइंट्स क्या है, 0 पॉइंट्स आ रहा है। एक बार अपडेट कीजिए, अभी आपको
पॉइंट्स पे वो वर्क कर रहे थे जब हमने छोड़ा, फिर उन्होंने बोला करनी जी आपकी जरूरत होगी तो मैं आपको कॉल करता हूँ, तो मैंने।
Acha, so he has not, that student summary API is not integrated yet.
Okay, so Batman coming means it's latest, is it?
Yeah, Batman coming means his auth has worked from the web, and the this level 1 and level 1 is also not integrated yet. It is level 5 for Batman, if I remember. So this is not yet integrated, Vijayji. I mean, he has checked yesterday, but probably has not updated the student mate UI. So ये छोड़ देंगे. Let us go to teachmate UI, Karniji. Let's see if we can go from that end.
So let us create a lesson and let us see if we are able to push it and whether we are able to see it.
Correct.
टीचमेट कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ था सर, लास्ट टाइम भी वो लोग कर रहे थे, करते करते ही।
No, you may want to push it for level 1, no, because Batman is in level 1.
No, it is actually level 5 in the database. So that was not updated in the in the UI.
Okay, so but is the lesson fetching in the student mate based on the level,
Yes, everything is based on the level.
which means
No,
that
no,
if you need
it
to put
is
the
based
lesson.
on lesson fetching is based on student ID. We can try that. Go to student teachmate, student mate, and just get lesson. Go to any of the fundamentals. Go into fundamentals and maths and arithmetic or any of them. Okay, advanced fraction. Oh, these hard problem. These are from the thing. Should be lesson 23. Yeah. No, he has not updated it yet.
Okay.
Foo.com is come. That is correct, but maybe that was yesterday's only. Go to another thing in another lesson.
Meanwhile, let me just call him to see if he said
Yeah,
in 10
yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Because unless that is complete, we cannot.
Yeah.
See, he has checked the API by API in the browser, but I don't know whether the corresponding changes he has made in the UI or not, or pushed them in or not.
Okay, so there is no answer yet. So let's wait till he joins. Then, once when he joins, we can see a end-to-end flow. Maybe we can shift to Anisha ji's work and also to Ashwini ji's work, and then we can come back for this integration thing.
Okay.
Anisha ji and Prasad ji, do you want to demo?
Yes.
So Anisha ji, while it is coming up, can you tell us what is that you are going to show us?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have APIs, which I'll show you the document. Oh, sir, it's up.
Okay. Can you, yeah, okay, yeah. Go ahead and show us what you've done, and then you can explain, yeah.
Oh, you remove. How do I remove this?
Remove what, G?
Remove in the sense how I get rid of this.
Which one? When you say this, what do you mean? Which one?
You can't see. Okay, you can't see my
think
screen.
that control shift something that toolbar she wants to remove.
So
That-
the zoom toolbar, is it? You can drag,
Okay.
drag and push it to
And
wherever.
there is one, those three buttons are there in the toolbar. No, there is something to hide the toolbar. There's a shortcut key also. Some 3-4 keys together. If you do, it hides the toolbar.
Or you can simply click on that and you can drag wherever you
But
want.
if you drag it, it will be there in the screen.
It's okay. It's okay. Fine. No, this is. Yes, sir. This is my documents API.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you which all APIs are there, and I'll give a brief explanation about them. Documents is there, chunks is there, then we have vectors API, and we have AI context, AI agent, pairs, and A2KB. So this document API is where the user uploads the document. I'll show you this. Try.
Before you show the uploading, can you show, are there any current data? Is there any current data rather?
Yes.
And all of this is now hosted in cloud, right?
Yes.
Okay. Shravanji, is it a separate project or is it the same project, G?
It's the agent-made MS is a separate project. It's a separate Git, but
Separate.
database is a common Git.
Database is common Git, okay.
Yeah.
I only see dev-student-made project, Shravanji, in the cloud.
Dev-student-made, if you remember, Vijayji, was the name of our entire project in cloud. We didn't make multiple projects. We had to probably change the name of that thing. That itself, that is the project name under which the entire thing is there. All services are running under the same project.
Okay. Understood. So all the cloud runs are hosted under the same project.
One project.
One project called dev-student-made. Okay.
Student-made, and but each project is its own service account under that project.
Understood, G. Okay, I can see that you have 3 agent-made MS, student-made MS, teach-made MS.
Correct.
3 separate containers.
Correct.
Excellent.
And
Yes,
each of these in the database have their own flyway scripts. So each one can be independently migrated.
Each is a separate cloud SQL, you mean? Or a schema in the same cloud
Yes.
SQL?
Scheme is a separate schema in the same Cloud SQL instance.
Yeah, I can see your instance is Gurukul Postgres.
Yeah, it's the same one instance for all right now.
One instance for all. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In that
And
you
same
have
database, separate schema.
Separate schema. Okay.
Yes.
So
That's why
student,
if you see, it is always every document is agent-made documents, or everything is with respect to that particular
schema.
Yeah.
Super. Wonderful, Ji. Yes, Sanisha Ji.
Yes, sir. This is my Postgres where the data is getting stored.
And currently you're storing the content of the file in the same table.
Content in the form of binary format.
But it is in the same table.
Ah,
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Can go back, please? Go back, please. Can you show us the overall schema and then show the relationship?
Yeah, so this is the agent made schema.
Hmm.
I have these tables inside.
Hmm.
A to KB mapping, AI agent, AI context, chunk, documents, pairs index, and vectors.
Okay. Can you give us a brief understanding of what they are for?
So, like I should show you the tables or how?
No, just explain, there are only 7 tables. I'm just asking these questions so that everybody understands what you are showing. So
Hmm.
explain the schema. Okay, what is the purpose of documents? What is it related to? There's a table called, say, A2KB mapping. What is the purpose of it? So give a brief understanding, and then you can go and demonstrate the API.
Okay, so then I'll show it through the document that you had sent, sir. That will be easier to understand.
Okay. If you open that in the spaces, right, you will see a link called as shared. In the shared, you will see the documents at the top, files.
No, sir, this is what I have.
No, you can, okay, view all. You don't have it here, is it?
So only I just show it. Okay.
No, just simply explain the tables. No, that is enough. Just point to the table in the PG admin and then explain. That is enough.
Yeah, so then documents table has documents table. I should explain the attributes, sir. What is there
No,
like?
give a brief understanding of what is the table, what does it contain, uh, and what is
Oh,
the
one thing you can do, Anisha ji, is open a query tail, select star from document so we can see a document, and then you can explain. So
Okay.
from the tables, open a query tool. Yeah. Now from with respect to this document, just explain what is this. For this table,
Okay.
tell us what is this table about.
Okay, sir. So this is the documents table wherein we have the attributes as DID, file name, file type, file content, and ET. So basically, when a user uploads a folder, oh sorry, folder, I mean file, it can be of any format like PDF, document. So whenever the user is uploading a folder, when we run the post method, the data gets stored here in this format. So first, if we upload a document, it will get a unique ID. So DID here represents the unique ID for that document. And the file name, we have to give it in the post method, that whatever we can name it. And file type is the PDF form, will be the PDF if we upload PDF. And file content will get stored as a binary format in this Postgres. And this EAT is the timestamp at which we are uploading that document.
Yeah, please continue. If anybody has any question, let them prompt you.
We have the AI context. So what happens in AI context is we need like in what context the now we have uploaded the documents, right? I'll first explain what is chunks, then otherwise this will confuse. So next what we need to do is we need to chunk this document in order for the like in future we are going to integrate it with some models. So it is required to make the document into small parts, that is known as chunks. So we are so what happens in post method of chunks is we pass the document ID, and based on the whatever strategy that we have mentioned in AI context, chunking will happen. So whenever we are giving the post DID, the document ID, it will get a chunk ID, that is the unique identity of this chunks table, and the document for which it is chunking, and it will give me the chunks. And later we have the for which AI context we are for which AI context we are referring for chunking this a document. And order is like we have like think in a document we have 50 chunks. So it will after so in if in chunking strategy we are in chunking size, if we have mentioned 50 chunks, then after every 50 chunk it will there will be a new chunk. So each chunk will be named as will have some order. So this will represent that order, and it is the timestamp. So if I tell you what is AI context,
Agent mate. Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, so what I was referring to chunking and all is now we have a context wherein we need to know like which model we need we are using in order to generate the answers, which role is that, if is it a teacher or an area like it will be consisting of the name, grade, and the subject. And here comes the main thing, Gen AI details, wherein we'll be mentioning the model, the chunk size, and the chunk strategy. So here we have mentioned the chunk size. So there will be a linking between this AI context table and the chunks table. So based on whatever we have mentioned here, the chunking will be taking place. And switch of models is that if we want to switch the models, so we in future we'll be having many models, right, like we have in chat gpt so like that will be switching between the models, and it is the timestamp for when the AI context was registered. Is it clear till now, or any doubts?
So,
Good.
Anisha
It is
ji,
clear.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Anisha ji,
Yeah.
the switch of models, are you using it in any particular code in your API?
I didn't get your question, sir.
The column switch of models that you showed there in the
Huh.
AI context,
Huh.
are you using that column anywhere?
No, no, sir. Currently, I'm not using it.
It is, yeah.
It's by default, it is just, it's not functional yet.
Not functional yet. Okay, all right. Because I am not very certain how it would add value at a row level. So anyway, we will discuss that later. One suggestion is, if you're not using something in your application, unless you have completely figured it out, and if the design thinking is complete, then only it's okay to have. Otherwise, generally not a good idea to add those elements because
Okay.
it will cause a lot of confusion. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Please continue.
Yeah, sir. Then we'll be having vectors, wherein now we need our chunks to be converted into some kind of embeddings. I had explained what is vector embedding, so I so the yeah, whenever we give a query, the model won't understand our human language, so it needs to be converted into some numbers. So that's why we need to convert the chunks into some embeddings. So here in this vectors, we will be converting the chunks into some numbers. So in this vectors API, it will ask for us the document and the AI context, AI contexts, yeah, because it needs to know how is that chunking happening. Based on that only, it will further vectorize. So here we have VID, which will uniquely represent the vector embeddings, and this is the CID, which will represent which chunk is this embedding for, and then later we have the timestamp.
One question,
Yes,
Nisha-ji.
yes.
If every chunk has only one set of vectors, then why do you need a table for it? Or will the vectors keep changing depending upon context?
No, sir, vectors won't be getting changed. Yeah, sir, vectors will be getting changed based on the context, sir.
Correct. So so this vector is for this context
Yeah.
of this is the chunk ID, right?
Yeah.
How do I know this vector is for this chunk ID for what context? Or it is always only the latest context that the embedding.
No, sir. In the API, we need to pass the document as well as the AI context.
No, Anisha ji, sir, Shravanji's question is, in this table, in the vectors table, you are not maintaining AI context.
Okay.
You only have a chunk ID. So it is as if like 1:1. You might as well have added this column embeddings into your chunks table, right? Because in the chunk, you already have it chunked and there is AI context.
Yes,
So why are you maintaining it as a separate table is this question.
correct.
Didn't get the question, sir.
Okay. So maybe Vijay ji, you can explain.
Yeah. So what is the purpose of the chunk table, Anisha ji?
So to store the chunks based on the AI context.
Right. Okay. What is the purpose of the vector table?
To store the embeddings for those particular chunks based
Right.
on yeah.
Right. What is the relationship between the chunk table and the vector table?
Relation is in the sense asking many to one like that.
Yes.
Sir, one chunk can have. Yes, sir, it is two. Sir, if we have one chunk of 50 words, then one chunk will have one embedding. Matlab,
So every row in chunk table will have only one row here in the vector table, correct?
Every row of chunk table will have one embedding, you're saying, sir?
A particular row in your chunk table,
Uh,
which has a chunk,
uh, will
will
have
have
a
only
embedding.
one row in the vector table, correct?
Yeah, sir, yeah.
So it is 1:1, correct?
But yeah,
When such a relationship exists,
so 1 to 1.
1:1, what is the need to have it as a separate table? The embeddings could have been very well a column in the chunk table.
Okay.
Are you
But
understanding?
then just to categorize them, we have separated them, right?
No, just to categorize, you won't create a 1:1 table. That is the fundamental question that Shravanji is raising. Why do you have a separate table for vectors when it is a 1:1 between a chunk and vector? If you really think about it, if you just added a column called embeddings in the chunk table, that would have served the purpose.
In other words, as soon as you have chunk, you can as well keep in the same place the embeddings as well. Correct?
We can store, sir, but why not you? Why?
One more unnecessarily, one more creation of table. Unless we have, see the idea that the question I'm asking is, if always given a chunk embedding is same, the moment you have a chunk at that you can also keep the embedding next to that chunk. Correct? But this will not hold good if your embeddings change. That means your vectors change depending upon some other context. Then for the same chunk, I may have different vectors having different embeddings. Correct?
For different AI context.
For different AI context. Is it yes or no? Is it possible?
Yes, sir, it is.
So if it is possible, you have a AI context already somewhere, that context table, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
can you open that once? So this AI context is dependent on the models and all that, right? So for one model, you may have one embedding. For another model, you have another embedding. Correct? No.
Correct.
So now, if you are looking at that, one way of looking at is, if somehow you have this AI context also in this vectors table, then for one chunk you may have multiple vectors. So
Yeah, correct.
go to the vector table, vector 1 for chunk 1 using context 1 is something. Vector
Yeah, so you're
for
basically
chunk 1 using another context is some other thing.
So basically, I need to list even AI context, AI CID here, right?
In what if otherwise, even otherwise also, even if it's not there, for one vector you can have multiple CIDs and the embeddings can be different. Only thing is you don't know which one is for what.
Yes, sir.
Right?
I got your question. So if I list here, there won't be a problem, I feel, because will understand which AI context we are referring to.
So Anisha ji, the question also can be asked in another way, which is, if let's say embedding is a function of chunk and the AI context, the chunk table anyway contains the chunk based on AI context, correct?
Correct.
Each chunk, if you list the chunk table, can you please do the chunk table, row number 3? If you see here, you have a chunk, and if you scroll to the right, you have a AI context, right? So if the AI context changes, your chunk will also change, is what you essentially have modeled here.
Yes, sir.
Same document, right?
Yeah.
I may chunk it differently.
Yeah.
Because you are making it a function of AICID, which means that the moment I choose a different chunking strategy, or in other words, different AI context, my chunk is going to change. And
Yeah,
what you are also saying is that my vectorization is nothing but the chunk based on a particular AI context, correct?
correct.
So then these two should ideally be in the same table. Why is the vector is in a separate table when it is only dependent upon the chunk and the AI context?
So what I am thinking is we can yeah, I understood what you're saying, but in the vectors table only let them be like that. I can just add in one more table, sorry, one more column, and uh,
See, the design principle should be you represent something as a separate table when it is a separate distinct entity, and it can have relationship to other entities, right? In your design, vector and chunk has a one-to-one, and vector, is there a relationship between vector and phase index?
yes, sir.
What is that relationship? That is also dependent upon the AI context, no?
Yeah,
That's also one-to-one, right?
yes, sir.
So which means that if, let's say, chunk and vector come together in the same table, essentially it's only two columns. Instead of making it as a separate entity, you bring a new entity if that entity can have relationship with other entities other than with only one entity, which is a 1:1. In this case, chunk and vector are the only two entities. Vector is dependent upon the chunk, and that too 1:1 relationship.
Okay, sir. So yeah, so I have to bring the embeddings in this chunks table so that
So that is the inference out of this discussion. But let's reflect further. If you've thought of the vectors table, let's understand everything together. Then you can come back, but make a note of it. Yeah, make a note of it. Don't already decide that that is how it will be. Let's also reflect on the phase index, and also let's look at the API, and then you need to still design the QA, right? Then you can see whether that is indeed the case. If it is indeed, when you think through all these angles, it is indeed only 1:1 between chunk and vector, then there is no purpose for vector to exist separately.
what is Q? You said something QA design.
Question answer. You're going to ask questions, no, Anisha ji?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, please continue.
So where was I? Phase index. Yeah, sir. Phase. So yeah. Whenever we pass the DID and so in this phase index, whatever I lost one second. In this phase index, what happens is it is basically used to give an index to all the vector embeddings that we have created in the vectors table. So here, when we pass DID and AI context, it will based on that it will create a phase index and store those indexes in the path which I have in my this I have indexes folder in which it will store all the indexes for that particular document.
So here, to create the phase index, you passed a particular document and its context ID. Then what you are doing is, whenever you are generating phase index, you're going and fetching all the chunks based on that context ID. And then you need to extract all the vectors related to that particular chunk. And then only you can create the index, right?
Yes, sir.
So this also indicates that chunk and vector as two separate tables need not be there. The vector embeddings can be just a column in chunks table.
Okay. Okay, sir. I'll look through that.
Yeah, hold on to that, make a note of it, but after completion of your entire process flow, you can reflect on it again.
Yeah, so this AI agent is basically it's used to name your AI agent that we have in the AI context. So we pass the AI agent is basically to name uh, your AI context model.
Give a name to a separate context. Each context has a name, and that belongs to only one AID.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay. Can you, can you show again AICT context document once? Each agent has only one context.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Here again, the same question.
Anisha ji, is
Yeah.
your answer correct?
Is your
Answer correct?
for AI agent?
Yeah.
Can Krishna have multiple contexts? That's my question. An agent called Krishna will have only one context or multiple contexts?
I was little confused about this AI agents.
Okay. So Shravanji,
Yeah.
Krishna, depending upon the context that is being used, internally is a separate agent. Internally.
Correct.
Whereas the system is concerned, the moment the context changes, it's a separate agent.
Correct. So which means
Externally.
Krishna can
Huh?
have multiple contexts.
So that's what I'm coming to. So externally, meaning what? To refer to the student, it is one single agent called Krishna. But internally, as a system representation, there are multiple avatars of Krishna. Each avatar is connected to only one particular AI context.
Correct. Oh.
So the modeling here is incorrect. AI agent, right? Depending upon the context, you can have one another internal name which is unique. So that is the avatar name. So that is Krishna 1, Krishna 2, like that, right? So are together, you can read. So you will have probably in this table, let's say multiple entries of Krishna, but each entry, the name and the ASCID is unique. Together it is unique. Are you able to follow me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's create. You can have one. If you have a name called avatar here, one Krishna avatar is Krishna 1, context 1.
Yeah.
And now two Krishna Krishna avatar is Krishna 2 and context is 2. It's
Yeah,
possible.
so either we can model it by having a column called avatar, or by having a model, by having a table constraint that name and AICID are unique. So that also serves the same purpose. So then, the way we
Yeah,
need
so
to
you
read it,
don't need the name. Yeah,
we don't need the avatar column. Then
avatar column. But
ah,
then in this table, it is possible that the context may change from time to time. So it need not be 1, 2, 3 all the time. It can be 7, 5, 15
it doesn't
also.
matter. Correct.
Yeah.
So as long as we ensure that, you have to put a constraint here that name AICID together are unique. Then,
But then my question is, a Krishna may have simultaneously 2 avatars.
yeah, that is why Krishna 1 and Krishna 7, Krishna 12 would be the different names of the avatars.
So the name is associated with the AID for external, but the AICD, so you'll have one Krishna, one Krishna 2, one Krishna 3 is possible
No, okay.
in
Seventh,
this table.
the first column AID, for the time being, keep it aside. Don't read that. To refer to a unique avatar of Krishna, you need to consider the columns called name and AICID. Together makes it unique avatar of Krishna. That is an agent. An agent is name plus AICID makes it an agent.
So which means Krishna 1 and Krishna 2 can simultaneously exist in this table.
In this table, correct, exactly.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
So therefore, we need to put a constraint here on this table. Name and AICID can be together or unique.
A unique. Yeah.
So that is the answer. So it is not that, for Krishna, there is only one AICID. No.
Yeah.
The same name called Krishna with another AICID can appear here.
Excellent. Okay, good. Then we need this table. Yeah.
Yeah. Anisha ji, are you following?
So, yeah, sir, I got it. So there can be same name, but AICID will be different for the versions of Krishna we are mentioning.
Not versions.
I mean,
different avatars. See, the moment we use a word called version, no, it appears as if one version gets replaced with another version.
okay.
Whereas name and AICD is in the context in which Krishna is being invoked, he plays that role. Is the way to think about name and AICD context.
Okay. Yeah, so Krishna one may have many AI context. Yeah, Krishna one will be like that. Many Krishnas will be having different AI context.
So Krishna, as an example, Krishna 1. Again, when I use the word 1, I mean the name and the AICD columns, these two columns, right? Column 2 and column 3 is what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, not the AID. AID is your unique column ID, right? That is not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to name and AICID. So Krishna 1 will be for answering 7th grade math question. Krishna 7 may be for 9th grade science questions.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this A to KB mapping, it's like agent to knowledge base mappings. So it is mapping between your AI agent to your document, that is knowledge base. So basically, this A to KB mapping is used for mapping between the agent and the knowledge base.
How do we use it?
How do we use it?
Yeah. When does an agent look at some document is connected with one document, and when it is not connected with, how do you change this table basically? What changes in this table? Is it a static table or it's a dynamic table?
Sir, it is dynamic table.
Dynamic table.
Yeah.
So this AID, this agent is currently working with this document. Is that what you want to?
Yes, sir.
And where do you use it like that? which user?
Again, let me clarify the answer, Anisha ji. AID, DID together are unique, Shravanji here. So same AID can work with more than one document, right? So it's all to do with, say, for example, imagine the 6th grade science has, let's assume, 3 PDFs. There is a NCERT PDF, there is a Bharatiyata PDF, and let's assume there is a fun questions for 6th graders. Let's assume there is a PDF like that. So 3 PDFs are connected with one AID, which is nothing but one Krishna. So that Krishna, when that Krishna is functioning for 6th grade in the student mate, would be referring to only these 3 knowledge base items. So all the answers are going to be from this knowledge base. So the knowledge
So
base,
the word mapping was misleading. Sorry. Then, okay, it is.
it can be as simple as A to KB, agent to knowledge base. Or it could be as simple as agent knowledge base, AKB. It is agent's knowledge base.
Yeah, it's not mapping. Yeah, it's A2KB is enough. It is actually the knowledge base. Yeah,
Agent?
A2KB itself can be
Yes, enough.
MID. Use
Yeah.
it as A2KB itself,
Yeah.
because A2KB means between for, yeah, this is a knowledge base for this currently is this. Yeah.
Yeah, this agent is using this knowledge base is what it should mean.
Yeah, and it can have then that agent can have multiple documents. So you are only searching the row numbers having the same agent.
Same AID, correct. AID here, AID here.
Okay. So then we cannot have A2KB, because while A2KB is 1,
you don't actually need another primary key.
Yeah.
You can actually
Yeah.
drop MID.
Yeah.
If you have
Yeah.
AID and DID, and if you make
Yeah.
those two as unique, that's enough. That's your
Yeah.
unique primary key.
That's correct. That's correct. Okay. Anyway, I think Anisha ji, you note down these questions, because once Pratibha ji understands, she will figure out and question all these things again and again, and it will be very useful in the API.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Pratibha ji is not there today, but otherwise it would have been useful for her. Okay.
Okay, all right. So you are clear with what we are discussing, Anisha ji?
Yes, sir. So if one agent is having many knowledge base, so if I have now currently one agent is having one document, so like that for that specific agent AID, we can have many documents mapped. Means that agent will have many knowledge
Yeah.
base.
So you can have 13, 14, 115,
Uh,
125 is
uh,
possible in this table.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And
Got
for each of them, you don't need a number. Just you take the agent and search for all the documents that this agent needs.
Yeah. Got it.
So wherever you're using, you have to understand this in API.
Okay.
You can drop the column called MID. You
So
can
then
simply,
if
Huh?
I drop, it's okay if I drop that.
yeah, please listen. Drop MID, make AID and DID as together unique primary key. See, when you're defining primary key, you can define more than one column as composite primary key. So AID, DID together, make it as composite primary key.
Okay. Yeah.
And the table itself can be named simply as A to KB.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
It also depends on where exactly we're using this mapping in API. If we are only using for searching, then that's fine. But if you are keeping it as a context somewhere, that maybe you need an ID again. So first, we want to see in the API how you are using this table. What is the need for
MID.
mapping ID?
Okay,
if it
fair
is
enough.
there or not.
MID, you can think a little further, and then whether if you need to refer to that whole row uniquely, many a times, it's okay to have a MID. Otherwise, if you really think about it, Shravanji, two primary keys. AID, DID is already a primary key.
Correct.
The MID is simply a dummy primary key unless you have many other columns.
Correct. If we are in our usage of this mapping, if we need some other column to be added for this thing, then it may be important.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Go proceed, Anisha ji. So those are all the tables, huh?
Take the sir, API post and get method. These all.
Yeah.
See this.
Yeah. So now you briefly tell us each API in what context it is used. Now that we know the tables.
Yeah, so documents is basically again to upload the documents, and post method is used to post whatever or upload your documents, and get method is you to get all whatever like retrieve the information of the documents.
Correct. Yeah.
Then chunks is for chunking of the documents, and post also is used to again put your put the info give the information in order for it to chunk, and get method is used to retrieve all the information regarding the chunks. Vectors, here we have vectors by doc.
Just one quick suggestion. The way you described /chunks, you're not uploading chunks.
Okay.
You are requesting for chunking, right? Because you're not uploading a chunk, or are you?
No, sir. I am requesting for the chunks.
So in the post, you're sending a document ID, right?
Yes, sir.
You are requesting for creation of
Document
chunk.
ID and AI context primary key.
So
I think you should keep those parameters also here if somewhere, or write down here in the thing, so that we know what is the input that this API is taking.
if you expand, it will appear, Shravanji.
Yeah, it takes DID and AICD. Okay.
Just the naming is the description
Incorrect.
is incorrect.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not uploading, it is more of a
Request.
request for creation of chunks.
Yeah. So this vectors, we have vectorization by docs and vectorization by chunk. So vector by docs, in the sense, if we have a document and we want vectors for those particular document, based on the chunks that are generated for that document, there will be embeddings for that document. So that will be stored in our table.
1 minute. What is the difference between the first get and the second get?
So this is used to list all the chunk IDs. This is to get that vector by whichever chunk we want.
So by chunk ID, you mean?
Huh?
So the one is you get all the CIDs. The second one is
specific
get vectors for a given CID.
Whichever we like, if I try to execute this, there will be many there will be list of chunk IDs present. So based on that, whichever chunk we require, it will we can put it here and get the vectors for those.
Okay. Where do you use the first one?
Which one, sir?
Get all the chunk IDs.
This sir.
Yeah. Open that. Yeah, first one. Open that a little bit. So the output, what you get is all the chunk IDs, is it? For a given document?
Chunk ID. Chunk ID.
So the user will take each chunk ID and then get
Yeah, sir. We'll get vectors for those.
Vectors for
Still,
it.
it will not display the vectors. It will just say so it will give you a number of embeddings that are present.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Still,
Yeah, it's getting stuck or what? Loading.
only. Yes. So these are the chunk IDs present.
Okay.
Are they the chunk IDs or are they the vector table VIDs?
So they are chunk IDs.
Then your get API naming is incorrect. No, you are calling it as /vectors. These numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you have now, are they referring to the?
No, so they're not referring to vector ID, but they're referring to chunk ID. So should I place this in chunks?
Go up, please.
But your input is vector ID. There's even in input, there's no vector ID, no?
No, sir. This is to list all the chunk IDs.
See, okay, what will you get in the? There's one more get, no, /chunks/did. What do you get there? Above, in the chunks.
The second
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
in chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you get here?
There, all the chunks that are present for the particular
No,
document.
what do you get? Can you show the result?
Oh, okay, fine. So this document is cute. 6. Yeah.
So you get the actual chunks.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't want them to get yeah. Okay. Yeah, these are the chunks.
Okay, and this is if it is more than okay, you need to implement pagination. Make a note of it. Are you making a note of all the comments, G?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This cannot be simply listing everything. It has to be paginated because you can have more than say 1,000 chunks as an example. Then suddenly you will be putting a load of all the 1,000 on your database, on your API system also. So whenever you're doing a get, if there is a possibility of a list, and if the list can be huge in number, you should always think of pagination. Do you understand what is meant by pagination?
No, sir. I don't know much about that.
Okay, what do you understand by pagination? Any idea that is coming to you?
Pagination, I guess it is some kind of indexing.
So pagination is, when you have, let's assume 1,000 rows that you need to return. You return them in pages of 10 each, for example. That way, at any point of time, you're only fetching 10, next 10, give me next 10, next 10. Like that is how the request response cycle will be. Instead of give me, and then, your server trying to give everything together. So pagination is, many web pages you would have seen. Next, next, next. A table appears, and at the bottom somewhere it says, if you go to your Google as an example, just open a tab, open a new tab. Say search for say RAG, RAG, enter. Okay. So come to the bottom. Come to the very bottom. Come. You see there? Wait. Don't. Can you see there?
Mhm.
What do you see there? Are nothing but pages. What Google has done is it has generated a result of, let's say, maybe say top 10, and the rest it has put into next pages. So you have links to up to next 10 pages, and it is beyond that. See, it may there may be, as an example, 1 million web pages, websites which have the word called RAG. Okay. If Google were to show all the 1 million here to you, it will unnecessarily load the system.
Yeah, yes.
So what they've done is they've sent you the top 10. If you're interested, you'll go to the next. You'll go to the next. You'll go to the next.
Yeah, correct.
That's called pagination. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So whenever you have a long list, you have to implement a pagination.
Okay, sir. I'll implement.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go back, please. So you're anyway getting chunks. The vectors was to get the vectors of those chunks, not chunks. So your explanation is incorrect. The vectors, the get of vectors is actually getting the vector ID.
No, sir, it is getting chunks. I have to put this here then in chunks.
Then
It
there
is
is no point in having this, no.
then how will you find vectors by chunks, sir? Then we need to pass here chunk ID in order to get the vector by chunk.
That is because today it's okay to get the vector. So then this is the list that is coming is vector list, is not the chunk list.
Yes, sir. Correct.
But
So
you said it as chunk list.
it
She is getting chunks only.
She's
See, the thing is, she's getting chunk IDs there. She's getting chunks there.
Illa Shravanji, she's getting the vector ID of that chunk. See,
No,
she has
she's
a
not.
table called.
Show that vector slash CIDs. Where is vector? I have not seen any vector in that.
Yeah,
No,
she's
sir.
not returning the vector. She's only returning the ID to that. If you want, you need to make another call. Give me the vector. You know, that she has not necessarily, I don't know whether she has done it. If I want only the vector, so it's not really vectors, it is vector ID. That is
Yeah.
what she's getting.
Sir, it is chunk ID which are getting displayed here. So I need to put this into chunks.
Anisha ji,
No.
your slash chunks slash DID is already getting the chunk.
Okay, fine. Okay, good. Okay, sir.
Then why do you need one another API?
If somebody if somebody again refreshes this page, this won't display our chunks. This every information won't be getting displayed.
So here she is getting actual chunks, chunk array. For this, she is getting only chunk IDs, list of chunk IDs. But my question is, those list of chunk IDs which are there in an array for you, the chunk ID array, what does it represent?
Sir, it is representing each chunk of the whatever chunks are present in the chunks table.
No, yeah, it's all chunks. So you have to differentiate between chunks, chunk ID, and an array of chunks and an array of chunk IDs.
Okay.
Correct? So you are in this first slash CIDs, you are giving me an array of chunk IDs.
Correct.
So what does that array of chunk IDs mean?
Those are the IDs like for each chunk we have in the chunks table, right? So those are the chunk IDs for that particular chunk in the chunks table.
Okay, one chunk contains multiple chunk IDs.
One chunk contains multiple chunks. No, sir. One document has many chunks in which one document will have see if one document has
one document has multiple chunks. Each chunk has a chunk ID.
correct.
Now, when you give a document and say chunk it, he is creating the entire chunks and will return the entire chunks with the chunk ID.
Yeah.
Here, what you are doing is, for that document, are you getting the array of chunk IDs? For what are you getting the chunk IDs? For what? That chunk ID list is for what?
Now, if we want vectors by chunk, if you want to see what is the vector, how many number of chunks vectors are present for the particular chunk, so we need the chunk ID to pass here.
A little confusing. So for chunk ID, you want to see the
Can I
vector, or
can
you
I-
want
can
to
I-
see the?
Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
the way you've modeled, Anisha ji, you've taken one chunk as equivalent of one vector, correct? In your table design also, that is what we just now proved, which means that each chunk, a document can have multiple chunks, and each chunk has only one vector representation, correct?
Each ID has one particular chunk row. Yeah.
Forget the ID's thinking for the time being. A document is broken into multiple chunks, and each chunk has one vector representation. Because you're chunking by AI context. So which means that the chunk and the vector are 1:1, according to what we discussed in the table design also.
Yes, sir.
Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, therefore, your slash vectors, how can you have more than one vector coming for the given chunk ID? You will always get only one vector for one given chunk ID.
Correct.
Correct, na? So which means that the get of vectors is not necessary. The first get of vectors is not necessary in your current design.
Okay, sir. Now think if I refresh this page.
Allamma, when you refresh the page, anyway, what will be the change? You have to first think in terms of your data structure. If you refresh the page and if you update that, that's a separate issue. But right now, the question is, what is the relationship between your document, your chunk, and your vector? Your one document has been broken into n number of chunks, and each chunk has only one vector representation in your current design.
Yeah.
So which means that, your get of slash chunks can also have another attribute called as vector in your current design.
This one, sir. Or
Yeah, I think Vijay, you're getting confused. We need to do it offline.
Okay.
But
So
you have tested all these things on the current cloud instance, right? Cloud link, right?
yeah.
In the APIs?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anisha ji, have you gone through ER diagramming? Do you understand what is a ER diagram?
Yes, sir.
Okay. After this session, can you share with me the ER diagram for your agent mate? What do you think is the ER diagram, and what is your understanding of the ER diagram?
Yes, sir. I'll share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Shravanji, I think you need to focus on that part.
Yeah.
I think the relationship is not very clear in our mind.
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
See,
We'll
Shravanji,
focus on that.
ultimately what we want, Shravanji, is if let's say a question is asked, it should fetch the relevant chunks.
Correct.
Using phase search. And that is also not yet implemented. She has not yet implemented the phase search.
Yeah.
She's gone to the level of phase index, but the phase search itself is not yet demonstrated here.
Correct.
Yeah.
But Vijayji, I should say, she's done excellent work.
Definitely.
So to have come this far.
Hey guys, just allow her to demonstrate what she has done. Your questions are confusing her. You are going into database design, which I think she is not able to explain properly. Let her explain the APIs, what it returns and all. Then you will get an idea. You can reverse engineer and understand.
Prasad ji, the explanation for slash vectors slash CIDs is she's saying it is returning the list of chunks. Which it is not. The naming itself.
Wait, hold, I'll ask her. Anisha, that API, what is the input you are giving?
With sir, vectors.
Vector slash CIDs. What is the input?
Giving any input. I just want.
You have not given any input. Now open your code and see what is the query you have run. She has not given any input. It is
It
not
is just select
given.
statement.
It is not given a chunk ID. She is not returning list of vectors. She's just done a select star from chunks.
So it's incorrect, no, Prasadji, because the
Yeah, that particular API is incorrect, I feel. But the other, what you mentioned, that chunk is to vector is 1-to-1, that still holds true. This particular API, she is not able to explain properly. She has not given any input.
So-
The input is not chunk and returning list of vectors. That will break the data structure, no, the data model.
correct, because the resource naming is /vectors.
Yeah.
Supposed to get vectors, but you're getting a distinct list of CIDs.
He needs a API for her internal purpose. Given what are the chunks that she wants to list? For that, she must have written. What is the query you have written, Anisha?
So this one.
Say it aloud. I cannot see it.
Okay, sir. Select distinct CID from agentmate.vectors order by CID.
Okay. So why do you need this query at all? Why do you need this API at all?
Sir, now I'll show you. Oh, sorry.
Why do you need this API? Where do you use it?
So Prasadji, that's why, can we take it offline? Let's
sure.
separately work with Anisha ji.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's why let her present her understanding of the ER model first. So then I think maybe who is she working with regularly now? Is it Shravanji or Prasadji?
With Shravanji, she is not working with me.
Okay.
Apart from the first
Anisha ji,
2 weeks.
Okay. Then Anisha ji, you please create the ER. Shravanji, let her review that with you, and then you can guide her, ji.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Anisha ji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, Dhavalji is there or he left again? He said, I'll come back. I've seen him come back for some time and left again probably.
Okay, so he's not joined yet.
Okay, can we call him? You have his number or?
I'll call him. I'm calling him. Okay, so unable to reach Dhavalji. Okay, so Shravanji, so how do we proceed? Looks like Dhavalji is not available.
Then what we'll do, probably we can show from the APIs. It doesn't make sense actually because we have already done it.
Yeah. So the ideal would have been to see it from the UI viewpoint. So let maybe here is a suggestion. You, Karniji and Dhavalji can connect, and then either Monday we can probably take a look at it, G.
Yeah. So, but most important is if Dhavalji had pushed the things, we can download it and do that.
Yeah.
Because he was rapidly changing and integrating in the sessions.
Okay.
So
Then
once-
what I suggest is if at all you have time, Ji, you can work with Anisha Ji. That way at least
Yeah.
the agent mate thinking process can be clearer.
Clear. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
I think
You understand the model, no, Shravanji?
yeah, I understood.
Yeah.
And just now I asked Pratibhaji to join also.
Yeah.
So we will have to look at Pratibhaji. Actually, we have looked at Anisha Ji's database. Like you have looked at the relationships and try to understand every aspect of the table and the constraints and the issues in student mate and teach mate. We have to spend some time with Anisha Ji to understand that and represent it properly. We found a lot of changes. So that's why I called you to come into that meet. She's not well actually, Pratibhaji, but she's just
Okay. Okay.
joined that for this sake. So
Okay.
we will take this thing and optimize Anisha Ji's tables and the APIs.
Yeah. We are almost there. We in addition to the existing table changes and the API changes, we just need one more thing, which is when you give a question, it should get all the searched items.
Yes.
That API is also not yet there.
Yes.
So if we do that, then only we can start doing the actual experiments. See, we still have not yet come to the actual thing, which is Krishna should be able to give an answer, no? So
Yes.
now from the chunks that we get in the RAG pipeline of LLM, this is the stage 1, which is, okay, how do you embed the information and how do you retrieve the relevant information, which can be given as a context to your LLM. Then only the formatted answer will come. So as far as our student mate experience is concerned, Shravanji, in the student mate, the student will ask a question. What is gravity? Why it is 9.8 meters per second square, whatever. Let's say some question like that is asked. From our knowledge base, agent Krishna, agent 1, that is, say Krishna 1, he will go and retrieve the chunks and will submit that as a context to LLM, which will use that and create a response, and that has to come back to the student.
Yeah.
So that is the next stage. What has been done with just the stage 1 of that pipeline.
Correct.
Can
Yes.
you repeat it one more time? Just I missed because of internet, I just missed when a student asks a question like what is gravity? After then, what did you say?
Sure.
Yeah.
So see, this is generally called as the RAG, retrieval augmented generation of LLM. So you have LLMs, which when you ask a question, it will give you an answer. And the way they will answer is depend upon whatever the knowledge base on which they have been trained. Let's say you are asking some particular questions related to, say, who invented the gravity and all the Bharatiyata related thing. If the LLM has not been trained on that, it will not be able to generate appropriate answer. It will make up, or it will say, I don't know. So in order to enable it to answer appropriately for a given context, a technique called as retrieval augmented generation technique, RAG. It's called as RAG pipeline. What is RAG? Very simple. Like whatever you today saw from Anisha Ji, you take a set of documents, you chunk it, you vectorize it, you keep it, and using some kind of a search algorithm such as Phase, you retrieve from proper chunks. Imagine, you have Bharatiyata text and you split it into some 50 or 100 items. And then, when somebody asks, who invented, say, gravity? Let's say in that Bharatiyata text somewhere, there is an inventor or discoverer of gravity. That information is embedded, let's say. We first of all have to extract that. That may be paragraph number 7 in page number 27, like that, right? If you simply show that to the user, it will not be appropriate. It will be simply some snippet. Whereas if you take that chunk and give it to LLM and ask, hey, format it in a way that I can present it to user, LLM can do a good job of formatting.
Oh, we need to just give the search for that particular word or something. And that's what you're trying to say?
It is not just a word.
Yeah.
Face can do a word-based search, can do a sentence-based search, can do a paragraph-based search. Yeah. So it's a lot more, what I can say is intelligent, for lack of better words. A word-based search is very simple, word by word match, right? Wherever you find that word, simply extract. Whereas face, it looks for intention in that sentence. If you have done a sentence-based search, semantic search, it is called as, right? So it retrieves that, and that we submit it to LLM, and LLM, formats it, packages it, and then that is presented to the student.
Okay. My job right now would be to get that semantic search, right? Is that what?
Whatever Anisha ji has done is part of that whole pipeline. Okay. So that AgentMate is like this, we need to now train our agents, our Krishna, whether Krishna is giving the right answer or not for 6th grade mathematics, for 6th grade science. We have to verify all that, right? So for that, we have created AgentMate. In AgentMate, we will have these small units of knowledge, say 6th grade mathematics, and Krishna will be trained only for that. That way, accuracy of answer will be better.
Okay.
That is what we are trying to create through AgentMate.
Okay. If anything that I should be reading to understand or watching, can you just give that to me?
Yes. But broadly, you need to understand the RAG concept. RAG, how do you use RAG for LLMs? Yeah, but I will share some links in the group.
Yeah, it will be helpful because search. Yeah. RAG in the
RAG plus LLM, RAG plus LLM. That will give you relevant learning material.
Okay.
And what Anisha ji has done is part of it. Yeah, it is still not yet done. After this, we need to extract the relevant chunks. Then we need to submit it to LLM.
Can I interrupt, Vijay?
Yes,
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question to Anisha. Anisha, have you done the retrieval of all the chunks for a given question and putting that question to LLM?
No, sir. That part is remaining.
Okay. That's it, Vijay. I just wanted to ask that question.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, Vijay, I understood.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So Shravanji and Pratibha ji, if you can please work with Anisha ji, you can start shaping her work from now onwards.
Yeah.
And for any of the Python related queries, let her work with Prasad ji. Though Shravanji and Pratibha ji, you may not understand or you may not know Python in depth, but if you look at our APIs, you will see the sections where she would have embedded queries. Then you will know whether the query is correct. As an example, just now she showed the vectors query, right? So what she's retrieving is the chunk ID for given from the vector table. So as a resource, the resource is named as /vectors, but she's actually getting the chunk IDs. So things like that, you can clearly see that it is incorrectly mapped.
Understood.
Yeah, we'll do that. So if Dhavalji has not come back, I have another question, Vijayji.
Yes.
I heard that we have now looking at some strategy for OpMate, which Dhavalji is preparing on for the UI.
Come again, strategy for?
OpMate.
No. So, this is what I know. Please correct me. Dhavalji's current focus is purely TeachMate and StudentMate, so that the end-to-end working is happening. Whereas Anupama ji, Gayatri ji, they started working on creating the initial design for AgentMate UI.
Correct.
that they have not, we can ask them, how much progress they have made. We can ask next. Opmate, we have not yet necessarily discussed, G.
Okay, then I heard it wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it is the agent made, G.
Oh, it's agent made that UI. That
Agent
they
made
have.
UI. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened to the
Sorry to interrupt. Vijayji, it's mentor mate.
mentor
Sorry,
made?
sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
sorry. My
Okay.
bad. You are correct,
Yeah.
Rajita Ji. Mentor made. Sorry, Ji. Yeah.
Mentor made. Mentor
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Mentor
What
made
is
UI. So
what
we
is
may have to look at how the mentor made UI will use an MS of basically the agent made MS only, or
No, Ji. Mentor made MS will be for addressing the mentor made questions, right? There may be a agent made there also, but that is separate. You will still need a mentor made MS.
MS. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
So as an
Okay.
example, Shavanji, if let us,
Sorry, interrupt
yeah,
here. I don't know what is the meaning of mentor. What is mentor mate? Like, what do mentor mate do? Like,
what does mentor made
classes
do?
or something?
Okay. When a
Yeah,
student
I
is
know agent
learning,
mate.
when a student is learning in the
This-
Gurukula, say sixth grade, say we have a student called Vineet who's learning sixth grade, say mathematics. So currently, from 11 to 12 o'clock, what is he learning? The mentor will see that in the MentorMate UI. And how to enable that the student to learn better, what the student's learning focus should be. Those instructions would be there in the MentorMate. Then after 12 o'clock, Vineet may want to do a experiment related to what he learned. What materials to be ready for that? Like that, MentorMate will enable the mentors in the Gurukula to facilitate the learning journey of the student.
Okay, and this will again retrieve information from student mate, right? And
It will
teacher.
retrieve, yeah, it is a combination of, see, when the teacher is creating the content, right, for the student, we'll also have done some content for mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you need to ensure that these questions are asked, or facilitate these kind of materials, or do this, don't do this. So like that, there may be some kind of a let's call it as instructions or support material or learning aid for that particular topic that the student is learning.
So how do they get to know I mean, is that like hard coded or?
No, that is the MentorMate UI.
No.
We had earlier in the lesson, if you remember,
Vijayji,
uh,
if I can share, I will show the Guruji's idea of mentor mate thing so that Pratibhaji and all the other members.
Yeah. Why don't you do
Yes.
that, please?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do
Let
that.
them understand.
Thanks.
Yes.
That's a nice idea. Yeah.
Yeah, this was sent by Guruji, Vijayji.
Yeah, please give a walkthrough, no?
Yeah, sure. So, like in our student mate, we have different cards, right? In our UI, like fundamentals, fun activity, fun games, like that. Here we have A, B, C, D, like schedule, student schedule. Schedule has intern A1, A2, A3 that we can one second. So till HI. These many categories cards will be there in MentorMate. So here my students history, connect with Purna Chetna's teachers, and D is school inventories like infrastructures and what all the materials required that mentor has to take care of everything. So mentor should have the list of school inventories. And then I-lead circles for that particular academic year, which I-lead circles are introduced. So the track of that, what are the portions that they have completed, everything will come in this category. Similarly, AI SVSC. So AI SVSC means Sharada Vedanta Study Circle. So using AI, like how our AVSCs are going on, in the same way, this will start for the mentors. So this is one section, and then
What is that schedule?
Hmm?
That is, sorry, I didn't understand the first one, the schedule.
Schedule, you'll understand. I'll go to the next slide. See, here Guruji has explained in detail. Schedule, Gurukula schedule. If you go and click on that Gurukula schedule, these many things will be displayed, like activities for that day, plan for the week, plan for the month, and academic calendar. So, and completion report and mentor notes for the classes, this even we are not clear. We have to discuss with Guruji and other team members also.
That is the what I was explaining, Rajita ji.
Huh.
An example, if right now a student called Vinith is learning, say, mathematics, and let's say it is related to Pythagoras theorem,
Okay.
what I should, as a mentor, be aware of. See, as a mentor, I have some 10, 12 students sitting in my classroom, in my Gurukula, and they're simply staring at computer, right?
Yes, yes.
What are they supposed to be staring at? What are they supposed to be learning? And is it, are they really on it? How do I know? And what is my role? I am not a subject matter expert.
Correct.
If the student comes and says, ma'am, I didn't understand Pythagoras theorem, I won't be able to explain Pythagoras theorem. I
Yes.
am there to facilitate, right?
Correct.
So what kind of information I should know about what the student is learning? And if there is a question, how I should prompt the student to learn. So like that, there may be specific instructions. If let's say they come and ask, explain Pythagoras theorem, the mentor note may say, ask these 3 following questions. Prompt them to ask these questions to Krishna. So like that, there may be some instructions given to me as a mentor.
Correct.
Which is given by the subject matter expert. There is a teacher.
All
All those kinds of things are going to come in the mentor notes.
mentor notes. Yes.
For a particular lesson. Then for a week means, okay, this week, what is my students in my class going to be doing? What will Akshat be doing? What will Kanti be doing? What will Chetana be doing? Like that, I will have an overall understanding.
Correct. Because every child will not go through the same
Yes.
topic and same lesson on the
Yes.
same day.
Yes.
So, yeah. And moving further, this is B1. So actually here we have seen B is nothing but my students. So under that B, Guruji has designed like the student's name and their each grade of that student.
Again, remember, this is just an indicative framework.
Correct.
As in you, Gayatri ji, Anupama ji, as you're working, you need to bring clarity. Okay, what it means, how it should work. So, and you need to start thinking like a mentor. As a mentor, what do I care about? Is the question that you should be asking. Yeah.
Yes, Vijayji, we have started actually.
Yeah.
And we are planning to discuss even more in depth.
Yeah.
We have taken that schedule part.
Yeah.
So still we need to do some more discussions.
Yeah.
And here messengers, B2. B1 is this one, student's profile. B2 will be connection with the parents, the messenger, and here communication with Purna Chetana teachers.
Yeah.
School inventories, these lists, and then SVSC. By mistake, Guruji has written AVSC, but it's SVSC. Then mentors training. And then I lead circles. That's it.
So what I recommend is, Rajita ji,
Huh.
right now,
Okay.
don't look at solving all the things here.
Yes,
Focus on, if let's say today, imagine this. Today, I have to go as a mentor to my Sharda Gurukula. What my students are going to be doing today, 10 to 11, what will they be doing? There may be 10 students. Each one will be doing something. What they are doing and what is that I need to do when they're doing whatever they're doing.
Yes.
There are two kinds of activities, right? One is they'll be learning something from the laptop, and another one is where they'll be involved in some activity. How do I
Correct.
need to prepare? So just focus on this problem solving first. Okay. In the MentorMate, what aspect is related to this? What is this? Today, what will my students be doing? And how do I need to prepare for that? So think deeply only about that.
Okay.
And come up with your design for that. This is an overall framework. Have a broad picture, but don't try to already start doing the design for each and every aspect.
Yes, we'll take only one category. For example, A or B, anything.
Yeah.
And A1, just for A1, we will start design. And then, okay, we'll come forward. We can discuss that in the huddle, right, Vijayji?
Of course, of course. And also, again, please understand what Prabhuji gives is a framework.
Okay.
Do not take it as, finally, this is how exactly it has to look. This is exactly how it should function. Don't be under that impression.
Okay.
The way of thinking. But what is more important is what is the goal it has to meet. Yeah. As
Yes.
a mentor, it should tell me what I should be doing.
Yes, Vijayji.
Yeah.
It's a guideline for the mentors.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, there are a lot of things. See, Prabhuji has thought through the whole thing. For example, that AVSC circle, how they learn, how they improve, dashboard. So many aspects are embedded here.
Correct.
Each one is a deep dive subject by itself.
Yeah.
If you look to solve everything at once, it'll be a mess.
Correct.
So focus on one important thing, which is my students have started coming. How do I help them today when I go to school, when I go to Gurukul? How do I find that answer from the MentorMate? Focus on only solving for that specific need.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Vijay.
Yeah. Does it paint a good picture to Pratibha ji, Shravan ji about MentorMate?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so
Pratibha ji, you are saying something? Sorry, I spoke.
No. That's all. And think of the divine and Dhavalji appears. There you go. Dhavalji has appeared.
So Dhavalji has come.
Hari Om.
Hari Om ji.
Yeah,
go ahead, Dhavalji and Shravanji.
So StudentMate is up in the URL Barniji has mentioned.
And so we have just tried StudentMate UI, Dhavalji. Can you give us a on Vijay and everyone is here and demo of how UI is working with
integration?
Integration, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Yeah, so basically this authenticates and logs in a student. We go to fundamentals, it gets all the subjects for the student. We go to a particular subject, it gets all the topics.
Dhavalji, just one question. They are right now, whatever you're showing, all are coming from the back end, is it?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Everything is coming from you, APIs.
Including the name called Batman level 1, 0 point.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So if for Batman, the points you are getting 0, that student summary, you are getting it as 0. Batman in the database is level 5. So the level
Yeah,
1
yeah.
and
Now I have not updated it here because, yeah, I also wanted to discuss that because, the way it is coming from API is a bit
confusing.
inconvenient to display in the UI.
Okay.
So we'll discuss that later.
Okay.
It is coming as L5 here.
Yeah, and score 30. That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
L5
this should have,
is, we have to again map it to some numerical and then again show it here and all. So if we can just get a numerical value, that will be easier for me to maintain.
yeah, fine. We can do that.
Sir, L5 is Batman only, correct only.
Yeah, L5 is Batman, that is correct. But the representation, they're right now having L1, L2, L3 as a string. Now he wants it as a number 5.
Yeah, yeah.
That we
Even
can,
in TeachMate, I had to do that kind of like, conversion back and forth. So, if you can just give me a number, that will be easier. Like, because
Yeah,
I
we'll
just
do
want to show the number here.
Yeah, and the score 30 updation you could do?
Yeah, score will be updated. For now, I am not, too much worrying about the score as
Okay.
much as I'm focusing on the content. So,
And
once
by the
that-
way, the images are all from the only one image is put.
yeah,
The
all these
image
images
is
are
from
also
backend.
coming from UI backend.
Backend. That only one URL is put in all the things. Yeah.
Yeah, and here we are getting the first learning content, which is this one.
Yeah. This is only content, and the type.
This type is text, so that's why it is rendering it as text.
Oh, okay. So that's not visible for us. Okay. So this is the only first lesson.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think there are other lessons as well. I'll have to see which one is working, but some of them don't have any content. That's why it's not loading.
Okay. So
yeah.
So for a for student UI6, this is what we wanted to understand. For a proper demo tomorrow, let's say to the exec team or something, we need to focus on giving a different set of pictures, some amount of actual content, so that this can be given as a demo thing, right? So we need to work on the data set, Dhavalji. Correct. So Vijayji and others can go ahead and show it to others so that they can get a direct picture of it. Teacher has generated these lessons, and these lessons are now being shown to students.
Yeah. So I would say we need to generate a few lessons for a particular level.
Correct.
And that will start showing up in the UI.
Yeah. At least 1 or 2 lessons.
Correct. So I can give you the sample gravity lesson data that you can feed in to your database.
Yeah.
And
no, actually, you can even feed in TeachMate also.
Yeah, correct. I'll do that in TeachMate, and that will allow us allow that to flow through the UI. So that should not be a concern.
Okay. So and the TeachMate UI, can you?
TeachMate UI is also mostly working now. There is just minor issue with respect to creation, but as you can see, I've merged the content types into one and removed K-phase and all. And, now our, once we select a topic, we are able to generate a block and do things. So once I push this change, we should be able to also pretty much, save all the lessons which will propagate here, given the level is fine. So this is actually L5, right? The student.
Yeah, L5.
Yeah, so what we need to do is generate content for L5.
Okay. So can we focus on this? Because then what it will do is focus on next week, take a lesson from teacher, put it on to L5 for this particular student, and in 2-3 subjects, we can create some meaningful sentences, so we know that this is exactly what is being created, and then pull it back using StudentMate.
Yes.
And see that these work properly end to end, because then we can say end to end integration is complete. Correct?
Yeah, I think this is, from.
And then we keep one version of database for
this is pretty much working as expected, apart from some minor changes that I'm doing in Teach.
Yeah, I understand.
And
what we need to do is because you might keep adding other features and things like that, we need to freeze on database. For example, whatever changes you are now doing, L1 change, one set, if we freeze on just for this, then we'll all move to the other. Like you have, I have to add some more features into TeachMate and StudentMate UI, right? The version 2 features. But version 1.5, we want to freeze so that what is available on the development link will be stable for some time. We'll all work in the back end for other things.
Yeah. And I would say as long as the same levels are being used, irrespective of students and teachers' configurations, I think the data will flow between TeachMate and StudentMate.
We want to see that, no? We want to show it to Vijay, no?
Yeah. So that will be, like I'm saying, that will be done very soon. Once I'm pushing this change in TeachMate, we can just see that flowing. Whatever lesson we generate here from L5 will just show up in StudentMate.
Okay.
But given the subjects and all are normalized, okay? So if the subjects and topics are normalized, like if this is arithmetic, algebra, and geometry is what I will see in a L5 math here. Let me see. Sorry. Let me switch L5. Yeah. So here what is happening is if I select L5, I'm not getting the same topics.
Yeah, so that's the reason we need to write down in a thing what is to be populated and give that. Pratibhaji, you understood this problem? We need to think through a set of curriculum which is fixed for demo.
Yeah.
Can you just repeat
Subjects
again?
and topics and all need to be same
Can
for
you
StudentMate and TeachMate.
can you come back again? I missed something. I got tracked.
The curriculum is a given set of subjects, their topics and lessons.
Yeah, correct.
Map to levels.
Yeah.
Map levels. Yes, correct. So now what is happening? Why is it not? Can you just show it to me?
They are not the same across TeachMate and StudentMate from what I can understand.
Okay.
No, it should be same. Then there is a problem because
It's the same, is it?
MS is referring to the same database.
Yeah.
Oh, you are getting it from the same database.
Exactly. There is no difference. That's why we want to test it. If there is any problem, then that's a bug. We need to solve it.
Okay, let me check.
Go to the TeachMate. If something is wrong, then I will right now make it. I want to see.
Okay. So L5, let me switch to L1 and L5.
No, I want L5 because only one student will take it. L5, there are no topics that it is coming up for that particular teacher. Something's wrong.
Let me check. Yeah, there is some issue. Let me check here. In fact, that's the only final thing that needs to be fixed. Once this is done, I will let you know. But if this is the same, then we are good to go. If it is as per what you're saying, then we are good to go.
So it is, see, for a teacher, this a given subject and the topics and lessons, and the same things assigned to a student for a student.
Yeah.
So we have to see for a teacher what is the visible curriculum, and for a student what is the visible curriculum, and match it in the database in programming.
Correct.
Right.
So right now, what I would ask is go to any particular subject and particular topic and its level, and then create in that particular teacher, for that particular teacher, you create it for L5. And I want to see in student mate, example, Batman is L5. I want to see there that particular lesson is shown to this child or not.
Yeah, just a minute.
I want you to tell me what is that lesson you populated so that I can check it in my database.
Yeah, just put it there instead of Mama's phone. So I'll tell you right now, okay? Just a minute.
Thank you.
I think this is happening because of a okay, so let's just load topics hard-coded. That will allow us to quickly verify. So topic is arithmetic is 8 for subject 3 in L5. Okay. Now there should be a load topics call. This is not working for some reason. Just a minute.
Bye. Bye. Sakshi, come take bath with us. Wait a minute. Sakshi, you take bath. चलो બધા આવશે હો બોલાવા તમે જા તમે બધે બોલાવા આવશે જા
Just this back.
જા તને બધા આવશે તને જાતે લોકર ડોર ના તો
Is this because this teacher does not have access to this particular topic and level map? Hello.
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah.
So is this because this teacher does not have access to this particular teacher topic and level map or something?
Which teacher?
Like when I'm calling the topics, I mean loading the topics, actually what is happening is I'm getting an empty array.
Oh, that means there are no topics in that subject, is it?
Yeah, just a minute.
Which is the subject? I'll just see in the.
Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Check as at least one topic, and it depends on the level.
No, first is that what are the subjects assigned to the teacher? Is that correct?
Yeah. Just a minute. That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I'm adding another effect.
Yeah. See, if the subject is not assigned to the teacher,
That's
then
what.
it won't be entered in the database. So you
Yeah.
can't get it.
What is teacher that you're checking for?
She has to get this. He has to get from
LG.
UI the subjects for the teacher. So that get subjects API, wherever he's using it, that should be working.
Want to know the teacher name.
Yeah.
As teacher one does not have access to teacher one can get only math, that too.
So what is the teacher ID? Which teacher name did you see that he is working with?
I think this teacher ID is 2. Just a minute.
Uh-huh. So the teacher ID is 2. You have only 2 subjects for her, 1 and 4. It is English and science. Science of L5.
Just a minute.
So you have to select subject 4.
So this is teacher ID 1, sorry.
Or
So,
teacher ID 1? Okay.
yeah.
Then
Now what I will do is I will go for
One will only get access to math.
yeah, then in L5, that means in teacher ID 1 has subjects 2 and 3, right? Subjects 2 and 3 or yeah, math L5 or math L4. L4 or L5. She'll only get access to math. So this is a problem. Pratibhaji, we should have one teacher access to all subjects for demo purpose. Let's add one teacher access to all subjects in, let's say, given L5. So we focus on that L5. This is what we need to create as a demo database.
All right, so this should be now.
Use L5 so that we can check it with student again, the Batman student.
Just a minute, huh? I'm almost done. So this should fix it actually now.
અરે જોયા ક્યાં છે નથી આ લોકો ટેબ્લેટ જ કરતા હશે જા ટેબ્લેટ લઈને કર ઓકે જા ટેબ લઈને જા કર આવ્યો Where is Sia? Sorry, Harika. Where is it also taken? Something. Play in the tablet. Is that Ronaldo Junior?
Okay, so now we have the subjects going on, and that should trigger the right changes. So if I select L5 here, English, graphic design, development. Yeah, so L5 for this teacher, we don't have access to.
I don't have anything plus graphic design or something. How did you get that? I don't have topic called as self-development, graphic design in the data. Dhavalji, am I audible?
Oh, wait. I understand what's going on. This is actually our test data coming from. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, remove the mock. Yeah.
Is it hard to write
Teacher, oh, okay, wait.
teacher ID too?
If I specify a teacher ID, it is dropping it.
What are you doing? No. What is it?
That is the weirdest thing I have seen. In a long time.
What is right?
What is that? Sorry, I missed. What is that weirdest thing?
How?
If I specify a teacher ID here, then it is dropping it in a particular way.
Which lessons?
See? Okay, I will hard code it for now for testing. But this will most certainly create the same issue in other places.
Hey, let's do that.
In the teacher ID is not context fixed.
No, it is actually dropping it. I think what is happening is it is dropping it due to some name collision thing.
Yeah.
Let me quickly see what is happening here.
Yeah.
धवल जी, आपने जो चेंजेस करने को दिए थे वो हम लोगों ने चेंजेस करके आपको अपडेट किए, तो उससे कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा?
कौन से चेंजेस?
आपने सजेशंस दिए थे ना,
के आइटम
रीनेम वेरिएबल्स, एरे।
नहीं, has not come there. अभी हुआ तक आए नहीं.
जी सर.
या अभी कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. That is he can look at it and make changes there. That's not a problem. But first we will see the flow. Name changes we can manage later.
Right?
Okay, for now I'll go very old school.
Yes or no?
Interestingly, this was working locally.
What are we doing? I don't like them.
And this did not at all happen in student meet. So it's a very interesting situation. Oh, what?
Nine, 4, 3.
Oh, I see. आई थिंक कार्नेजी इसलिए कर रहे थे, ये चेंजेस हो गए इसलिए ये नहीं काम कर रहा है. अच्छा अच्छा. Okay, very good. So I'll quickly rename those things. Let's go to teacher context.
How do people do this?
Teacher ID, subjects by level. So this is working now. Acha, very good. So now this has to work as well. Lesson ID equal to 1. Teacher ID equal to 2. First, let's see if we are getting the subject thing correctly.
Subname to subject name.
Subjects by level, subname, subject name. Okay. Subject ID, subject name. Very good. So now this will be
और auth के अंदर हम is approver और पास कर रहे हैं साथ में.
एक मिनट. हाँ. चलिए. Very good. So we are getting all the subjects, and this is working. The only thing is that subject ID is not getting passed. Mm. Oh, subject ID, teacher ID. Let's see once more. Seven. आप ये एक बार देख सकते हैं क्या इसमें क्या हो रहा है? टाइपो है क्या?
चेक करता हूँ सर। ऑथ के अंदर भी हम इज अप्रूवर और पास कर रहे हैं, तो पहले ऑथ ऑथेंटिकेट होगा ना।
नहीं, क्या बोल रहे हैं?
ऑथ के अंदर एक नया फील्ड आपने बोला था, तो हम इज अप्रूवर ट्रू और फॉल्स पास कर रहे हैं।
हाँ, नहीं तो वो इसमें इसमें कैसे वो होगा? टॉपिक्स लोड नहीं हो रहा है ना।
टॉपिक्स की एपीआई चेक करता हूँ मेरे यहाँ। Okay.
आप बोल रहे वो लेसन एडिट ही नहीं होगा क्या?
नहीं नहीं होगा सर।
अच्छा,
241।
Wonderful. We are able to load the lesson.
Let's watch the video note for the review. Review plus to Messi की comment plus. Just a Messi. Okay. Messi, follow. Yeah, I guess this is the That's the baby. Yeah. What do you think about that too?
एक आपने एरे रिमूव करने के लिए बोला था लेसन्स में, प्लीज वो भी चेक कर लीजिएगा।
वो हो गया।
हो गया ना?
हम्म। ये जो लेसन एज एरे हो रहा था ना,
हाँ
वो मैंने कर दिया है।
नहीं, मैंने एरे रिमूव कर दिया था, इसलिए प्लीज चेक कर लीजिएगा।
हाँ हाँ, लेसन लोड हो रहा है।
ओके सर।
एरे रिमूव करके भी अभी लोड कर लिया मैंने।
जी
एक सिर्फ ये टॉपिक्स का ही अभी है, बाकी प्रिटी मच सब कुछ चल रहा है।
No, that's father.
Ramanji, Dhavalji, do you think rest everybody is also needed, or only Karniji and Dhavalji can work?
I am going to like as soon as this topic issue is fixed, I'm probably taking off. Meantime, if you want to start testing out anything in Teach or a student mate, you can do that. Or if you want any particular other work, then me and Carnegie can get on another call.
No. I just wanted to know. See, our main goal has been to get the content flowing from teacher side to student side.
Yeah.
So I see that we are in the last leg of all that integration. When that is done, that is when Ashwini will be able to start the testing kind of a work, starting from maybe tomorrow or whenever. So I just wanted to know whether the two of you need to spend some more time, or do you need all the members?
I don't think there's much more time needed. Vijayji, I think it's just 1 or 2 issues that are ironed out and we are good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the two of you can continue here. So Shravanji, are you there?
He told he'll come back in 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. So Ashwini ji, is there anything that you needed to discuss, or are you clear about the next steps for you?
I have done some part, but Vijayji, right now I need to go to the kitchen. So can I, after an hour or so, or under half an hour, can I show it to you? Or else I'll send it in the group, and can you have a look at that Excel list? See if it is okay, and if it is okay, then or any changes, you can review it and you can let me know.
So maybe I can review it later in the night. Our next earliest is Monday, ji, because tomorrow I'm not in town.
Okay.
And yeah, so
Then in that case, I will go ahead and do the similar I have done for student meet is complete. Others are still going on. I
Yeah.
can complete for all the other things. Today I saw mentor meet also, right?
Yeah.
So based on that, maybe
keep the
okay,
mentormate
rough idea.
separate. Don't
Yeah.
worry about mentormate yet. It is
Well,
too early. Focus on teach
Student
mate.
mate and teach mate. Teach mate is also almost done, but yeah, I still have to refine it. So I will do these two and I will send it in the group.
Okay.
Vijay.
Okay. Yeah. And Ashwini ji, sorry, Anisha ji, you will work with Dhaval ji, sorry, Shravan ji and Pratibha ji, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So I think then, Rajita ji, anything else from your side? Okay, looks like Rajita ji is also not here. Okay, so Dhaval ji, then
Yes, Vijay ji.
So then the rest of us, we will drop off. I think you and Carnegie can please continue, and you can either you or Carnegie can let us know in the group the final outcome. Like you heard, Ashwini ji will continue to start will start the testing.
Yeah. I will post in the group as soon as we are done.
Wonderful, ji. So yeah, I think then hopefully Monday. Do you think Dhaval ji you'll be able to give a end-to-end demo to the exec team? A short. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's target that. That is how we can probably plan for this outcome.
Sure.
Okay, ji. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
7G is back.
Yeah.
And Ashwini ji, do you have any questions for testing as such in general?
It's going to be manual testing, Dhavalji. Of course,
Okay.
the performance and all those tests, I don't know how we will do it. That's what I want Vijayji to review it and then give suggestions how those kind of test cases which has come up. Many of them I don't know how to test it, but whichever I can do, I will start off.
So Dhavalji, the thought process is, first we will do a functional verification.
Yeah.
And then once when Ashwini ji is comfortable, we'll see how we can pick up some kind of an automated approach.
Okay.
But the idea is, first of all, for her to start certifying TeachMate and StudentMate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Vijayji, shall I quickly show it to you once now? Just give me 5 minutes. I'll just log in and show
No.
what
You said you have to go for
it's
some
okay.
work, no?
No, 5 minutes. I'll just log in and I'll come. Yeah.
Okay.
So meanwhile, Dhavalji, what happened? Any issues you have, or everything is sorted?
Sorry, say that again, please.
You had any issues with the integration, or everything is sorted?
Everything is pretty much fine, apart from just topic loading.
Oh. No, which you have to change, or you want us to change anything in a day?
I think Carnegie is looking into why topics are not being loaded.
From TeachMate?
Yeah, TeachMate topics are not being loaded.
Did we see whether that was there in the database at all first?
We are getting an issue like when we call, we are getting a 400.
Not allowed. Then it must be the API bad request.
Yeah, so I'm specifying a level, I'm specifying subject ID, I'm specifying teacher ID, but I'm getting an error message that they are required. So probably there is some parsing issue.
Then actually what happens is, are you using the same order and the if it's camel case and all, these values are correct? Level,
I mean,
subject.
they are whatever I'm getting back.
Yeah, the order is probably there. Huh?
I think order would not be very serious.
Yeah, order would not be, at least if it is teacher ID to teach ID also, there's some problem.
Yeah, that
Because
you might want to check.
Yeah, API, the exact API that is being sent. You say teach ID, then I take it as teacher ID, then it's a problem. It definitely is a mismatch between what is API expecting and what is being sent. So we can just look at it quickly. Is it?
So I'm specifying a subject ID level.
No, here is fine. What is exact?
Ashwini ji, do you want to bring it up here, or do you want me to connect separately?
Yeah. Just sorry, we'll do this offline, Vijayji. Sorry.
No. I didn't mean it in that way, because she said she wanted to bring up now. I just wanted to ask her.
Oh, okay.
I know it is okay. If I can quickly show now, where I can take it.
Okay, so why don't you and I just connect in a separate Zoom session?
Okay.
Yeah, that way I can,
Or in under 10 minutes also is okay. Because by then I could quickly wrap up and join. Okay, I'll just come back in 10 minutes. Then I can sit.
So
Dhawal-
you'll connect with me in another 10 minutes. Is that what you are saying?
Either this session only we can they have done.
Yeah, because we can also see
Yeah.
just the overall plan, right? How you are going
Yeah, yeah.
at- yeah.
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 Okay.
धवल जी,
हाँ बोलिए।
आप मुझे वो नोटपैड का लिंक दे दीजिए, तो मैं क्या एपीआई पास कर रहा हूँ, क्या रेस्पॉन्स आ रहा है और क्या रिक्वेस्ट, मैं तीनों भेज दूँ, शायद उससे आपको हेल्प हो जाए।
हाँ एक मिनट। हाँ
जी।
You can put it on the chat.
हाँ मैं कर देता हूँ इसमें। आला आला फ्रेश अच्छो। So what I will do is I will push these changes in. The moment this API will start working, I think we should be pretty good. And I'll also give all the error details.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because
अच्छा इसमें टीचर आईडी कैपिटल। Topic ID. So topic ID is fine. But other than that, this is working. राइट मैं आपको ये टॉपिक का इश्यू दे देता हूँ।
जी।
ये है इसका API कॉल और ये है इसका रिस्पॉन्स। All right, so this is deployed. Sample topic ID है 8.
Karniji,
Yes, sir.
in the topics, are you taking L4 level equals L4 or level equals 4?
Level equals 4.
हाँ ये L4 शायद होगा प्रॉब्लम.
Yes. और सीक्वेंस का भी अगर प्रॉब्लम हो तो मैं आपको जो वर्किंग एपीआई वो पेस्ट कर रहा हूँ वापस से.
Actually, he is converting it L4. He can just send you 4. Just see. See, this is the problem. Half there it is done, here it is not done. ये problem होगा. Everywhere we'll have to be consistent in the notation.
Yeah, I would say revert to numerals.
Numerals, okay.
धवल जी मैंने आप चैट में पेस्ट किया प्लीज.
Sorry?
चैट में वर्किंग एपीआई पेस्ट किया है मैंने.
हाँ.
No, आपने just API दिया है, उसका response नहीं दिया है जी.
रेस्पॉन्स पे दे देता हूँ सर.
हाँ ये आना चाहिए. इफ धवल जी अगर L4 के बजाय if you send the numeral, just check it should be working.
Okay.
So everywhere I think we will change to numerals. Is it okay? Even
Yeah.
in database.
नहीं सर डेटाबेस में नहीं करना, मैं उसको L4 बना देता हूँ स्ट्रिंग प्लस न्यूमरल्स लेके दोनों को ऐड कर.
Oh, okay.
Either you convert it here or you, I mean, best is L4 से 4 क्योंकि डिस्प्ले पर्पस में भी अच्छा रहेगा.
जी.
बट अदरवाइज
जब हम अपडेट करते हैं तो मैं इसको
Actually only display purpose के लिए L4 रखा है consistently. Because name or 4, class 4, level 4, But then, if you are displaying, let's say, a student RR Nagar L4, you have understood it is level 4. So that if you want, you can add in UI.
Okay, for now I'm able to manage.
So you got the topics. That's what I want
Yeah.
to check. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Paragraph, essay, creative story.
मैं to do ऐड कर देता हूँ इसमें to rectify this later, but
Okay, we just wanted to check whether that's fine. So you said this is the issue anyway we solved. So this is what we need to do for any further thing. Double G. Probably if she's back, we want to look at the testing strategy as well.
Just 2 minutes, I'll come.
Oh, okay.
सही है तो अभी टॉपिक भी आ रहा है there is a little bit of issue but I will for now manage there. इसमें भी आप camel case का issue है later whenever you get a chance please do that. All right, so we have a lot of things. Hang on. Select the topic. Oh, magnetic. Here topic ID is 1. And topic ID 1 is creative story. So if there is a load lesson, we need to say wonderful. So it should work out of the box now. So this lesson is having the level 4 subject 1, which is English. Okay, but still, if I select this, I should be able to update the lesson. So I am going here, saving. What is the issue? Acha, invalid or missing topic ID. Oh, sorry. Hmm. All right. This much.
ये आइटम्स में क्या है सर? अनएक्सपेक्टेड बोल रहा है।
AI eval instructions, AI prompt, AI tutor.
तो आएंगे सर।
वो इधर से आ रहा है। हम ये इसी तरह से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं ना AI ट्यूटर को वगैरह को।
यस, डेटाबेस में अगर हमने कुछ नहीं दिया तो वापस नल आएगा।
नहीं वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन ये फील्ड का नाम यही है ना?
जी,
अच्छा,
मैं और चेक कर लेता हूँ।
ठीक है, मैं अब एटलीस्ट ये कमिट कर देता हूँ, बिकॉज अभी एवरीथिंग लुक्स गुड नाउ। अगर ये AI ट्यूटर वगैरह चल रहा है ना, दैट मीन्स दिस विल वर्क।
Okay. Ashwini ji, will you be able to share the screen? Let's review latest thing as a group. Ashwini ji, are you there? Am I audible? Dhaval ji, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, Vijay ji.
Huh.
So I think Dhavalji will have to stop sharing.
Huh. But Karni ji, you have all you need, right?
जी
ठीक है, तो अभी ये मैं कमिट कर देता हूँ so that we are unblocked.
So Dhaval ji, summary is there's some change needed on Karniji's side, is it?
He needs to check, but otherwise, things are working as expected.
Okay. Okay.
અરે જવાનું છે બેટા કેમ છોકરી આગળ છે બેકપેક કેમ ગયો
All right.
Thank you very much, Dhaval ji.
Okay, I'm taking off now.
Yes, ji. Yes, ji. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you very
Hari,
much.
Hari.
And Monday, please be ready for the demo, ji.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Ashwini ji.
Especially. So for student mate, these are the test cases. Some of these I think which are marked as is what we have not implemented yet. Notifications for students, downloading when it's offline. Even the quizzes drag and drop functionality is not there. So some of these, okay, these are the ones which were given by ChatGPT. I've just seen which are the ones valid for us, which of these we have not implemented some of the functionality. So
did it generate based on the UI or did it, how
I
did
didn't
it
tell anything about UI. I just said I have an educational system for which education system for children aged 10 to 12 years, and it is going to be no, this I give later. Krishna thing I give later.
Yeah.
Separate.
So, for example, forgot password and all are not.
No, that's
not
all. Some of
provided.
them may not be valid. That's all.
Yeah. So I think it's a good idea if you give the API, it will give you more and remove
yeah, I mean,
unnecessary
because she
things.
wants to do it from the UI standpoint, Shravanji, to begin with. What she can consider is, Ashwini ji, you can take the screenshots and you can feed them to ChatGPT or Cursor and ask it to generate test scenarios. See whether how that works.
Other things are all good, Vijay. Screenshots as such, this one second. Yeah, so screenshots will not help Vijay, because those scenarios are covered here. For example, whether the subject lists are coming, the chapter lists are coming. I'm sorry, here I have to make the topics. Topic lists, topics are all getting displayed. So all those are fine. Of course,
what it has done is it has assumed a general education app, and it has given you scenarios.
I will also, I will give a screenshot for the top what we have, that notifications, all those things and all has to be added. Okay, I will do that. Some of them I will.
So what I have seen in practice work better is, I have seen this, where, you give a screenshot of, let's say, the login page and ask ChatGPT, based on this, generate the test scenarios. Then the test scenario will have particular data fields also. What it can do is,
okay. Just for
field
this.
name.
Whether this is valid.
Also, you can say, generate the different kinds of test data for this. So
Okay.
you need to think in terms of scenario and data, G.
Hmm.
Scenario is, okay, I want to test the login functionality, okay? And the scenario is, okay, good login, right ID, right password. Then scenario, different data for the same login scenario is good ID, wrong password. Then right ID, wrong password, that is a wrong ID, right password. So like that, combinations of data, no? It can generate all of these combinations. So testing is a function of scenario and data.
Okay.
So therefore, see, how you can feed the screenshot and see what kind of alternatives come up.
Okay, Videsh. But also by giving this was with the assumption that I don't know what StudentMate looks like. Okay. If I give like this with a total black box thing, so this also made me, the ChatGPT is not biased. So you will also come to know some scenarios which we have not implemented, which maybe may have to look at probably in the future, or we may choose to ignore also. But for example, like see, verify whether you get some notifications, whether some reminders are sent, whether you can download and watch those lessons offline. So these are something which is good, which I like.
This is for feature verification, G, whether we need to have a particular feature, whether we have already thought about that feature or not. That's a separate exercise. Agree with you that, a feature comparison is a separate exercise. But right now our focus is we have a tool and we want to ensure that that tool is doing what it is
checking the
supposed to
tool
do.
itself. Okay. Just checking the tool itself.
We are not verifying whether we are comprehensive or not in terms of our feature set. Okay. So yeah, just experiment with that approach. And that approach, you will also see that it will scale well even for API. For API, all we have to do is, give the API definition. That is nothing but the YAML file that, you are seeing that Swagger file, right? All we have to give is that Swagger file and ask it to generate scenarios and test data. It will automatically generate that. So like that, many.
Swagger file, I don't know. Can you just show me? Maybe I didn't.
Don't worry about it right now. Don't worry. Right now, focus on the UI side.
Okay.
So anyway, you have access to the StudentMate and TeachMate.
Yes.
So go screen by screen. You can even say, okay, go to this URL and generate the scenarios for me. Then, change the URL and say, okay, generate the scenarios based on this URL. So like that, you can even go screen by screen, the URL by URL, or you can simply take a screenshot and then see what it generates.
So actually, I was happy that ChatGPT did all these things. Yesterday it had just done a basic thing, right? Then today it did more, and when I asked more, it did more, and it actually generated the XLS also. It only did everything.
Good.
All these are press priority, preconditions. What are the steps? What is the expected result?
Yes.
So it is really good.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So now you can make it work even better for you if you constrain it by giving the actual screen. Right now, it has done general thinking. Now, by feeding a particular screen, say, okay, based on this screen, generate test scenarios and test data. Just give it a prompt like that in different tools. Use Claude, use ChatGPT, and see where you're able to get a better result.
Okay. Right. Anyway, manually combine also check, right? Different things. Okay, Vijay. And yeah, that's what functional tests, and there's usability tests and security
Usually in testing, there is functional, which is ensuring that the intended output is coming. Then there's non-functional. Non-functional is how well it is coming. As an example, you are getting the right data, but it is all arranged very clumsily on the screen. So in terms of usability, it's lower, right? Functionally, it is correct. All data is correct, but it is not well structured. well formatted for human mind, human eyes. So it is non-functional. So the non-functional part, there are many non-functional aspects that we will consider next. First, let us master for 1 or 2
This one,
screens
this will do. Yeah.
how to generate various functional scenarios.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Shravanji, any other viewpoint that you have?
No, I think this looks good. So, yeah, so what you said is what I also wanted to tell. Yeah.
Okay, Ji, sure.
Focusing on UI is important because that will anyway, we will look at a lot of end-to-end behavior.
Yeah, to begin with, but eventually for actually better scaling, Shravanji, we should be developing the black box test cases for APIs also, which, once when we do complete this integration, right, I would recommend that, along with Pratibha ji and Karni ji, our platform team can take up the black box API test automation.
Okay.
That will ensure that, whenever we release, we'll be able to release faster.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then, so Karniji will work with Dhavalji's APIs, and by Monday we will have that ready, right, Karniji?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else has any other questions or any other concerns? Anisha ji, Rajita ji, Pratibha ji.
So, Dhavalji, you will be available throughout this next week to finalize this.
He has dropped off. I think he was saying that he will be back today or tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, is he back in Bangalore next week?
He was back in Bangalore, but he had been to, I think he has been to some other place. He'll be back by tomorrow, I think.
Okay, okay. Okay, ji. So the other one that we wanted to look at, Vijay ji, is we will proceed with some first cut of that student progress, features of the version 2 then on backend.
If you consider another viewpoint, G, which is let's get the integration done and also quality of the code by running. There are some code scanners, G, which verify the code quality. You can integrate with them, and then you can also do security scanning, and then also the QA automation of the APIs. If you do that, then we will harden the APIs. My suggestion would be to harden the APIs than building features, G.
No, today these features are, otherwise what's happening in the TeachMate, there are notifications, score, and we are not supporting it from backend.
I agree. I agree and I understand. But what I'm saying is we have not yet completed our hardening process. For whatever features we have now, if we learn how to harden, then it becomes easier to continuously add features. The way we can think, Shravanji, is if we master the fundamental process of designing, developing, hardening, then we can do the feature releases faster.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's
next
what I
week
would
we'll
suggest.
focus on that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, consider and then think through this. And if you have any further.
Yeah, and tell me that code scanners or whatever, because I have not used it in this context. If you have any tools or something, please suggest it.
I will, G. It is basically called as Sonar Cube. Sonar Cube has both a free version and a enterprise version. Sonar Cube can be integrated into your workflow in GitLab.
Sonar QUBE.
Sonar QUBE. This is for code quality, right? And then you have just you can look into whether GCP provides or what kind of security scanners, right? So these are the two things from a scanning standpoint. Then third one is black box based API test automation.
Okay.
Hardening of APIs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go through that and come back.
Okay, ji. Yeah. Anupama ji, are you still there? No, looks like Anupama ji has dropped. Okay, so we'll say the Shanti Mantra and end. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.